All right, everybody. Welcome to the show. Got a special Thursday episode for you. Probably will have one next week leading into Thanksgiving. And they'll both be with cast members of mine from Thanksgiving again, which you can buy now on Vimeo on demand. Get it before Thanksgiving. Get it today. And I recommend buying it and downloading it because it will not be on Vimeo forever. So download comes when you buy it. And that way you can watch it for every Thanksgiving for the rest of your life. And it will be a phenomenal bang for your buck, I gotta say. All right. So today, my mom, Mary Skinner played as my mom, Vincenza, in Thanksgiving again. She's a very talented actor and funny person, just in general. So let's see. What else did I have to talk about? I don't think I mentioned on here. Thanksgiving again is nominated for Best Holiday Feature in the Yule Film Fest, uh, which is nice because the Yule Film Fest is only for holiday films. So being nominated for Best Holiday Feature is pretty substantial nomination there. Uh, have to compete with all those Christmas movies. Other people are liking this movie as well. It's got a 9.8 on IMDb. Go rate it on IMDb for me. You can rate the podcast on Apple Podcasts too, but I'm pushing the movie more. Also want to shout out my buddy Chad Patrick over at WeWinYouWin.com. Follow his YouTube channel, Shut Up and Bet. He has, for the remainder of college football, he's released at least 6 episodes, I think I've seen, uh, of a new cartoon. He's releasing every Saturday during college football season at 4:20 p.m., which is probably his time. He's in Arizona, and I don't know what the hell time zone they're in because I don't think they do daylight savings. Smart state. Um, so subscribe over on his YouTube channel. Check out his stuff. The Last Ride won a couple of awards for uh, I don't even remember what they are. At Indie Fest for basically for the movie, got an award of recognition, and Jeff Macolino got an award of recognition for leading actor, whatever that means. So I think that's all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy myself and Mary Skinner.
There we
All
go.
right, everybody.
There we go.
I'm very pleased to welcome my mom, Mary Skinner, who plays my mother in Thanksgiving again, to the Jeff Macolino Podcast. How are you, Mary?
I'm great, Jeff. How about you, Jeffrey?
Yes, I don't think I've seen you since. Have we seen you since you wrapped?
Nope. Haven't seen me. I've been underground.
No, you and Sean were both planning on coming to the screening, and you both texted me within 5 minutes of each other. That's why I think I texted you back. You on the same set as Sean?
No, you were in the same bar. So I'm never going to dig out on the front.
Down the street like, screw this. I mean, in fairness, I watched at the screening, I watched probably 20 to 30 minutes of the movie.
And it's hard. The other night I had a bunch of people over to my house. Well, my computer kept crapping out. But my sister just gets up and walks out of the room in the middle. I'm like, okay, are we taking a break now? It's been, we started 7 minutes ago.
It's hard to watch people watch you. So my friend's house where we did it, we were outside by the pool, and we set up chairs and projector screen and everything, and everyone was sitting in this line. And one of my buddies who was smoking a cigar was way off to the side over by the hot tub area where you just overlook everything without being close. And he was just there because he was smoking a cigar. But I'm like, I like that plan. And then I just left. Because I'm like, I don't want to. I was watching the movie. It's like every time people laugh, you're like, oh, I wish they would have laughed harder at
that. Right.
Like,
or I want to stop it. And there's that one scene that I whatever. I had fun doing the scene, and I really want everybody to see the humor. So I'm like, did you get it? And if somebody doesn't get something that I do, like immediately, because you blink, you miss it kind of thing sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I get all like, you've got to watch that again. That was great. You got to watch that funny part. And by the time I make them watch it 50 times, it's not fun.
I think I realized that your character gets funnier every time you watch it. Because I saw, the first morbid story you tell, people were like kind of giggling and like, the second one, there was more. The third one, was more. And that's when it's like, okay, we realize this is a shtick that goes with this character. But yeah, it's like, it was not. I mean, it was well written. I think it's a very rewatchable movie.
Yeah. Well, it's got subtleties. It's a very. That's why I think if you blink, you miss it kind of thing. Because I mean, it's very subtle humor, and there's a lot going on. But there's a lot of different layers of humor and comedy going on. And
yeah. There is that, and there's also the. I don't know if you noticed the black and white sequences. And my dad's like, I just want to keep watching the movie because every time I notice something different in those, and I'm like, yeah, half of that stuff's not even in the movie. Like it's
you guys.
Well, yeah, it's the stuff that happened in other timelines that we didn't see, or time loops or whatever. That's the philosophy behind Jeremiah and I doing it. Jeremiah and I spent way too much time together in that office working on this movie. That's why I'm like, I have no idea at this point. This could be the worst thing ever. It could be Groundhog Day Part 2, or it could be the worst pile of dog shit, and I couldn't tell you the difference.
I know. Well, I was watching it as a viewer Saturday night with my family and friend, the little group I had over. Everybody responded really, really well to it. And I got to say, when you watch it like that, and I think when we go to T-Buff, it'll be like that too. When you're watching it on a bigger screen with other people, you watch it more as a viewer than, someone who created this or, be a part of the creative process of it. So it's a little easier to watch as an audience member when you're in an audience setting, right? When you're in a.
Yeah, I think hopefully the next time I see the movie is T-Buff. Because it's like part of it's like I don't want to see it at this point because I've seen the movie 300,000. Yeah, I'm living my own personal time with it, and it's.
So what made you think of that? What made you think of this film? Like what?
It was actually my sister-in-law's original idea. She loves watching, the Halloween type stuff, and then she loves Christmas, but she hates that there was no Thanksgiving movie. And she thought, wouldn't it be funny to do like, the idea of the movie where this lady has to prepare Thanksgiving dinner for her obnoxious family, which is loosely based off my family. So she just said, you should write a movie about that. So it took a while, but I did eventually. I actually wrote the script in January. I don't think I finished it until February of this year.
Yeah.
And then, we shot it in June, and then it's out in November. It's pretty quick for a feature. But that was the momentum from The Last Ride, where Rick and I were like, I just kind of want to keep working. Let's do the next thing.
And you guys seem to have a pretty good groove together. Now, how did y'all meet each other? Where did you meet Rick?
We met the same place I met John. We met on the set of Haunted Happy Hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that. That was funny. Yeah, I liked you in that. That was good. That was.
Yeah, it was a cute. Yeah, it was
funny.
Yeah. And that was the.
No, Eric, is that me or you?
That must be you.
That's weird. Oh, okay. It's coming from over here. Sorry. Hang on. I'm just going to mute it.
That's the one with Eric Roberts.
Yeah. Oh, it's my friend, the actress. There's always a friend, the actress calling.
Yes.
They want to self-tape help.
That's yeah. That's the best advantage of having children who can read.
You got built-in readers.
Yeah, unless it's like too quick of a turnaround, or it's like there's some that are too much.
Right.
Like some of the roles I haven't gotten are very like dark, and I'm like, yeah, I can't have my daughter read this with me.
Right.
Like, I'll never be able to get in the place I want to get if she's, So I think there's some logic to that. But yeah,
Yeah, no, you probably don't want your daughter. There's certain things that you wouldn't want to have your daughter do
yeah.
in a scene, especially nowadays. Everything is so vulgar nowadays. Nowadays,
Nowadays, not Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving again.
that's true.
No F
Well,
words in the whole movie.
oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I looked in every scene that I could to see what those pilgrims were up to. They were behaving the whole freaking thing almost. No?
Not in the last dinner table scene.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Okay, I have to
The
rewatch
very
it.
last one. Yeah,
Uh,
they were not behaving.
it's so hard.
Speaking of, I have a gift for you. That's your bag that you left at the house.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, I can't look at them without. I'm like, oh, they can never be on my kitchen
The
table.
dirtiest pilgrims you would ever imagine. They couldn't keep their hands off of each other the entire shoot. It was just disgusting. It was just terrible.
That's terrible.
Anyway, thank you for indulging me with the silliness. We all have our things.
Oh no. It was. I mean, I guess I'll let you attest to this instead of taking it from me. But Sean was here last week, and he's like, it was the most fun movie set I've ever been on. Like, just, I mean, he had it easy. He showed up, sat on the couch, and drank beer. So he had it really easy.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I got to tell you, just the keeping up the energy with the singing and the laughter and everything, it makes it so much easier to work in that kind of environment when you're working on a character that's, grounded in reality, but, a little wacky and out there. There's a certain energy that, I like to have that to maintain when I'm performing. And that, we were able to do that was very nice.
Yeah, I thought it was a. I said this at the premiere or the screening. Don't want to call it a premiere for legal reasons, in case I don't know.
Okay.
But I said it at the screening because it pisses Rick off all the time. Because I don't know if you know anything about Marvel movies. You don't strike me as someone who does. Nick Fury is the guy who assembled the Avengers. And I'm like, the only thing I can say positively about myself is I assembled the perfect super team of people. And that's, I mean, like, John was in Haunted Happy Hour and The Last Ride, obviously, with me. So I spent hours and hours and hours with him. Rick was in Haunted, he worked on Haunted Happy Hour in The Last Ride. And Sean was in The Last Ride. Mike was in Haunted Happy Hour.
Right, I remember. Right.
John referred me to you basically because I told John if you're going to be the dad, I need a brown-eyed woman because all the kids just have brown eyes. We can't look like you, or if she looks like you, we're not going to make sense. So I'm like, do you know a lady with brown eyes? so that's where you came in, and I trusted John's referral. Megan was in The Last Ride.
Oh, okay.
So I think my kids they're in The Last Ride, but they also are my kids, and I didn't want to hire other kids, just frankly because I didn't want to deal with. I can say shit to my kids that I can't say to other kids. Sam was obviously a huge risk, of somebody outside of the group, and Madeline, and I think, and Gabrielle.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was it. Like, and you were probably the next wild card, but again, if John's like, I've done several things.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, yeah. So I'm fine. John knows me and Rick and how we handle things. So yeah, and Sierra, we was also on Haunted Happy Hour. So it was and Jeremiah and I worked together for years on the worst YouTube sketch show in the history of the world. You can go on my IMDb if you want to see it. It was weird circumstances, but I've known him for years. I've known him actually longer than anyone else other than my kids in the movie. So it's funny because it's like if you work with the same people, I mean, look, Haunted Happy Hour is the reason that the last ride of Thanksgiving even happened, because I had money that I wanted to spend to basically help myself as an actor. And the problem was the very first movie I was in, I was a lead in the very first movie I was in. And, you know, hopefully this doesn't offend anyone. It was terrible. Not because it was because the crew was terrible and the editor was terrible. And the movie came out terrible because the audio was bad. The editor didn't know what they were doing. It was a comedy, but the editor edited it to the script. Whereas, I mean, you probably noticed watching Thanksgiving again, there's a lot of improv that we did in there. Like Madeline, half of her lines are not in the script.
Right.
And mine, I wrote the script. I didn't look at the script. I just kind of, I was playing myself, so it was kind of easy. But that was, so when I did Haunted Happy Hour, I'm like, this is such a great experience. If this movie at the premiere is not just dog shit, I'm going to talk to these two guys who were basically a two-man crew and see if they, we can do something. So that's the genesis of everything, was finding the right people, which I do think from many perspectives, being a Florida indie actor or filmmaker or whatever, is the failure of a lot of people where they just trust that people know what they're doing, or trust that they can act, or trust that they're not going to be a pain in the ass on set. And it's like, well, I kind of trust but verify kind of thing. Like, I'm not spending my money just flushing it down the toilet because these people don't know what they're doing and they say they do. So I don't know. That was a long ramble, but it does. You've probably done stuff in your career where you've been excited about it, and it was terrible on set or it never came out. That's my other pet peeve, is I've had trying to get actors in other things, where I look at their IMDb and it's 100, just click project after project and go try to find. You can't find a single one of them online, and it's like, so were you in a movie, or did some dude just film it and has it on his computer? Because those are two different things.
That's funny that you say that, because I worked a long time ago, right? And a lot of there's a film that I did, only one, well, except for the feature and the TV show thing, but there's only one film in all these little like small films that I did early in my career in New York that I can see online, because they're, I'm old.
Well, it's
and they're where are they? Like, there's now the internet, filmmakers can get their films out there. Like, you can get this out there. Yeah, you still have to push it and market it, but you can market it yourself, push it yourself, and get an audience, or at least you have a platform, right? To put stuff out. It's really cool. It kind of levels the playing field for sure.
Yeah, it's a weird landscape to navigate. And I decided basically in September that Vimeo On Demand was going to have to be the place to do it, because I could get it on Prime, but it wouldn't be on there until after Thanksgiving. And it's like, well, that defeats the purpose.
Can you, or with this, would you plan like, well, why don't I shoot for next Thanksgiving?
That was the plan, thinking it wouldn't be done for this Thanksgiving.
But can you do that now with it on Vimeo and everything? You can still go shop it to Amazon or put it on Amazon?
Yeah.
So how does that work? How does the whole process with Amazon work?
It's complicated. At this point now, you need to go through a distributor, which sucks for the filmmaker, because you're giving them 20% of the money. You're giving 30% to Prime. Whereas Vimeo On Demand, this is actually, I didn't realize this when I made the decision, but on Instagram, like the filmmaking community, the indie filmmakers are like, this is our best thing, because you keep 90% of the profits. You have to market the movie for yourself, but you get to keep the money. Whereas Prime, which is the second best deal out of anything, you get 50% of the money. And you're talking Tubi or there's YouTube channels that buy movies and stream them, Netflix, Hulu, all those things. You're making pennies per view, and that's it. So it's like this is the only deal that doesn't completely screw the filmmaker because the streamers get rich, the distributors get rich for doing nothing. I mean, in essence, they just say, here's this movie, put it here, we'll take 20%, you take 30% and give him half. And that's, again, the best deal of the bigger streamers. So I think we're actually kind of on the cutting edge. I think Vimeo on demand is going to end up being where more and more filmmakers go. Because the other thing is, you get on any of those other sites, you still have to do all the marketing yourself.
Right.
So it's like I'm still having to do the same work, except for this time I take home 90% of the money. This one I take 50, and this one I take, like 2%.
So did you come up with like a marketing strategy? How much, marketing budget?
A little bit, yeah. I've put some money. I found that YouTube and Facebook and Instagram ads are not as successful as you'd like, but I'm sure there's a balance. And the other thing is, I said after Saturday, I went through my phone and I was texting people I've not talked to in like 3 to 5 years. Like, hey, here's what I'm up to. And I'm like, if I had $1 for every one of them who text me like, oh, this looks awesome, I'm going to watch it tonight. Well, I'd have more dollars than I'd have from people who actually watched it. So there's that. Again.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that is the life of. So 100 Happy Hour was a fun example, and I'm sure you have a million examples like this too. 100 Happy Hour was out, and people could rent it for, I want to say, $2.99 or $1.99 maybe, and buy it for $4.99. Cheaper than Thanksgiving again. And it was on Prime. So it's like there's no excuse not to watch the movie if you want to watch the movie. And I had no back end or deferred pay or anything that it benefited me directly, but so many friends and family, oh, I just can't wait to watch the movie you're in. Most of them didn't watch the movie. And it's like, yeah, it was $1.99 to rent.
But you know what?
It's $2.
That's where all the hype, the Hollywood hype stuff comes in. You know what I mean? That's why they want names for this and names for that, because people want to like have an escape, right? So the only way we don't equate people who we meet and socialize with or whatever as greatness, right?
Right.
But Tom Cruise or whomever that has just gotten lucky, right? Really, I mean, let's be real, because there's a lot of hot guys that are out there,
Yeah, or a lot taller than Tom.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, so there's a luck element to anybody's fame and fortune, really,
especially in acting.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's other fields that require a lot more skill. And even though acting is a skill, people don't really care whether they're watching a skill happen in front of their eyes or not.
Yeah, well, acting is the one thing where it's like any single role on the entire planet, the greatest iconic roles that people have done, there's 10,000 other people who could have done it better.
Right.
Like, it could be
as well as
at the deli. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, like there's probably a role where I could have done better than Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know which role, but there probably is, like, just a specific thing that he did that I could have done differently that would have been better.
Or more interesting, or different choice, but it's viable right. choice.
Yeah.
But
it's not really a meritocracy where it's like, nobody wants me playing quarterback, no matter how famous I am, because they want to win games. And I'm not an NFL quarterback, I could be Tom Cruise isn't gonna if he's like, my dream is to play in the NFL. You're tiny and you're not good enough, so we don't care. Acting is literally the bartender that I go see after we're done talking today. She might be the best actress I'll ever meet in my life, and she might never book a role.
Exactly. Well, and especially, I'm sorry, I'm scratching my mic. Especially in a market like this, where, we're still about Well, I mean, I guess it's every market, let's be real. But America still has this ideal of like, man and woman or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And
it changes.
yeah, but not much. Not, it doesn't really swing a lot.
No, I guess Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield and Sydney Sweeney and all kind of Pamela Anderson, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the men I think actually change. The taste in men I think changes more than the taste in women. Thinking about it, I think because I've talked to people who are like Sam's age. I'm not saying Sam, but like they don't find Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise attractive.
Right.
Where it's like, well, they were the sexiest men in the world, you know. Now they like fucking Timothy Chalamet or
Oh,
he looks like a lesbian to me.
Well, it's funny is that our girl on set, not to say she, I mean, I'm not talking about the choice, the sexual preference part. I'm just talking about the resemblance. Oh my gosh.
Right. I'm like, how is that? I mean, yeah.
She looks just like Timothy Chalamet.
She did. She could have been his like body double.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm like, well, women apparently like tiny guys now who look like women.
He doesn't look like. Is he tiny?
Oh yeah, he's tiny. Yeah. I don't like tiny guys. Our set, one of the things that Sam brings up all the time when we're talking is she's like, I got a short complex because we had a very tall crew or cast. I mean, because John, me, Mike, and Sean are all over 6 foot. You and Madeline, I think, is over 6 feet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't.
Yeah, or at.
her height on the resume is 5'9". Yeah. No insult, but yeah, she showed up. I'm like, Jesus, are you taller than I am? You're tall. Bella's tall. Megan's tall, and she's muscular, so she towers over.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I know. James, I think, is the only actor who was in the movie shorter than Sam, and I don't even know if he is shorter than her at this point. But yeah, that was because she's 5'5" and she's used to being, the Tom Cruises
right,
5'8".
right.
But there was a method to my madness. I wanted us to look like a family, so
I think we did.
I think it worked.
Yeah.
You can't have like some. Although I say that, and I'm 6'2", my brother's 5'9", my sisters are 5'5" and 5'3".
Oh my God!
I guess in fairness.
I have one short sister, and then my other one's tall too. So one got short in our family.
Yeah, so I was just the freak. I'm
Well,
more ways than one. More ways than one. The degenerate, the freak, whatever you want.
He's got a swigging a. What is that? A beer now?
No,
that's your drink. Oh my God! Yeah. Oh, okay. It's just in a pint glass. I just realized didn't it have ice?
It did.
Isn't that crazy? I have been noticing lately how quickly ice melts. I'm not kidding.
No, it's all about the ice maker. My old house, the one thing I like better than this house is the fridge gave you big, chunky ice cubes. And this one's like small, like this big. Yeah, my old one was like that. Those didn't melt. But probably better for my teeth. I'm not
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the place I didn't want to talk about, they have the best ice and filtered water. Oh, okay. So the place I didn't want to tell you about, can I tell you about can I tell you about the lady that, I won't tell too much, but deals with food in the break room with the denture out on the water cooler, not on a paper towel.
On the water cooler.
On direct contact denture on cooler. Isn't that disgusting?
That's disgusting.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, does this woman not, I mean, I don't know. So I went and got sanitizer and I cleaned the cooler.
That's a noble thing to do.
After she left, of course, I didn't do it in front of her face.
I'm feeling like that would be something that would make me potentially throw up.
That was the first time I was ready to walk out the door and not return.
Yeah, that's a pretty gross.
People are really, and she also would. Well, I better not say. She'd roll chickens out of the cooler. And you know those flaps that flap down in coolers at cooler? Have you ever seen a commercial cooler with the flaps? And
Oh,
that person goes through and they flap down.
yeah.
Well, she lets those bitches flap on top of all those chickens when she's walking out of the cooler.
Clean.
Yeah, isn't that lovely?
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. See, I'm not a germaphobe, but some of those things I say that and I like threw up like 5 times while we were filming the movie.
From what?
Different thing. Like once I start to get a gag.
Oh yeah, I got a little gaggy when Sam was doing the vomiting in the garbage can.
Oh yeah. That's that's why I insisted on we're not doing any gag that you see the vomit or anything because I would start throwing up.
So what'd you throw up about? Drinking too much, maybe?
No. It was never that. It was never that. There was I can't disclose one time.
Oh no, I don't want to know if it's something.
Well, it's illegal. It's not.
Oh, okay. Well, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't actually. One time, this is fun. I was this was at my house, not on set, and I went to blow my nose, and I like took a breath, and the tissue was clean, but I like took a breath before I went to blow my nose, and I like inhaled the tissue, and I started gagging.
I'm sorry.
It was a clean tissue. There was no reason.
Exactly.
But just the thought of it, and I'm just like, bleh, bleh. Yeah.
God, I'm gonna vomit now. But I know what you mean because it tickles up in the upper palate, right? Oh God.
I think one time was from brushing my teeth.
Oh really?
Yeah. Again, not on set. Just.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I started my weight loss journey by becoming bulimic.
Bulimic, right? Yeah. I call my husband manorexic.
Rick made fun of me, but the weight loss actually on set was. I've said this before on the podcast. I said this to Sean last week, where the cast and crew, everyone's like, except for me and Rick, are like thin, in shape.
Anywho,
well, you remember how fat I was. If you don't, go watch the movie. Like I couldn't sit. Like this shirt was like this.
I know. So how much weight have you lost? Do you know? Have you
55.
Wow, that's awesome, Jeff.
But it started. I lost while we were shooting, and one of the last days, I had like a fridge full of leftovers. Anytime we went out to eat or ordered food, I could only eat half of it. And Rick was like, "You're kind of a pussy with eating," and I'm like, "I've never had leftovers in my entire life until this month." Like I felt so self-conscious because the clothes were so tight and because everyone else was so, less disgusting than me.
Aw.
That I was like, don't be. Now, if you watch the movie, I'm the guy who's eating constantly in the movie, but we broke for lunch and I'd eat like half a sandwich and be like, I'm done. So it was like a mental thing of like, don't be the fat guy off camera. You have to be the fat guy on camera.
I wondered about that sometimes with a couple of character actresses that I've, like that one lady that's, what is that reindeer thing? That English bizarro comedy drama thingy. Oh, darn. What is the damn name of that thing? Anyway.
Someone pull up IMDb.
Well, she's growing in popularity, but maybe it wasn't her, but it was another where they actually called her fatso or ugly or whatever. And I thought to myself, geez, but you know what? She really has that physical attribute or not. I don't know if it's an attribute, but that physical characteristic, makeup. So how does she feel hearing that as an actor, without internalizing it because it really is how she looks, even though it doesn't. And that's what's interesting. I've been thinking about this myself lately with my weight gain and auditioning for commercials and stuff like that. It's like what we look at on the outside doesn't define us anyway.
Right.
We have like a whole, it's our transportation through this planet or through this lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. It's our meat suit, I call
it. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It is a weird, it's a weird. So I've been battling this even with my reel. My reel.
Right.
For people who don't know, that's your acting reel. It's footage of you acting. But the two movies I've done, I'm like every great scene. I think in those, I no longer look like that guy. So there's a flip side to that where it's like it's good for me.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
But what if they want that guy, the fat guy?
Right.
And now I,
But you know
3 months from now, I'll be 20 pounds lighter, and it'll be like, you're not even remotely what we wanted.
but you know what? That's what I've been realizing too about in my journey of self-love that I've been on for a couple of years. I had a real thing happen that was crazy. But anyway, this journey of self-love, I've discovered that that's the part of the work or the business that you can't control. So you become the person that you want to be.
Right.
Right. That's like me with this hair. I wanted to go to my silver color, which is taking for freaking ever. I didn't want to do it brown and silver. I wanted to do it closer to the color. But I put myself in a crazy category where when you look at me sometimes on my auditions for, like Perkins, and I look more like Blade Runner or something, you know what I mean? So, it's sort of like that, but I still that's what I wanted to do. We have to mean more to ourselves first and be who we want and let them find that in what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, we're chasing our tails for years trying to figure out what these people want, especially with commercials. I mean, that's worse.
Yeah. That's it's one thing I've never auditioned for a commercial.
Never? You got that voice. I think you.
No, I know that's people have told me for years you should do commercial work, and I'm like, I don't even know how because everything I've ever auditioned for is a movie. Clearly, I'm just a movie star, right?
Yeah.
I don't do commercial.
Well, that used to be the thing in New York.
Oh,
I know.
Right? It used to be a thing with
everywhere.
Yeah. A movie star would not do TV,
right?
Like, how dare they? That's beneath them,
right? Or a theater person wouldn't do a soap, or
right.
I did that. I kind of did that a long time ago. But I mean, not that I ever had the ability to be a snob and pick or choose or whatever. But I still had that kind of.
Well, the sad thing is now is the movie stars take all the commercial.
Yeah, I know. Well,
like Samuel L. Jackson needed $1 million. Couldn't someone else have done that commercial?
What's in your wallet?
Right? Like, I think he's set money wise. That's I got in a fight with Rick one night because I'm like, Ryan Seacrest getting the Wheel of Fortune gig, and I'm like, see, to me, I look at that as a comedian should get that role, and then everyone else moves up. And I kind of consider myself in the comedian space. So it's like, but that means I'm now the guest star. I'm now the low tier, like, we need someone for a sitcom, like just a guest appearance. Now I'm there because this guy moved up, and this guy moved up, and this guy moved up, and I just slid into my slot. But now it's like they're like, no, just give me all the money. Snoop Dogg needs to be in everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And he and Martha Stewart too, especially, right? The two of them.
Yeah. Sorry if my house smells like Snoop Dogg. I had a lot of friends over this weekend who like to smoke. I was concerned about that. See, I'm like, oh no, my movie mom's coming and my house smells like pot.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I have a medical card.
Oh, should I have had some pot here for you? I mean, I do have a pen up there, but it's mint chocolate.
Well, I did it for a while. I mean, I did a lot when I was young, and then I had a little thing with God the other day, and I'm working on the God thing because I'm getting old, and
get things into place.
I grew up Catholic, and now I'm feeling guilty for all those years when I wasn't sure there was a God. But anyway, I said to him, I'm sorry, I do everything else, but I can't quit smoking the marijuana. Can't do it.
I don't think God would have made it if he didn't want people to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a good way to
That's
look
my
at
view.
it.
That's one thing I've had. This led to my whole religious, because I raised Catholic, and
So you did the same thing I did, probably.
yeah, and well, I told you I went to church Sunday. I hadn't gone to church in years, and it was really for no other reason than I knew my parents were going, so I wanted to I knew my mom would enjoy it if I was there. And it was daylight savings time, so I had time to get my exercise and lifting in, and then go to church.
Whoa, look at him,
I,
ladies.
I,
Or
right.
I mean, if that's
Yes, just ladies. I'm a 0 on the Kinsey scale.
are we allowed to talk about that? I have no idea. Of course, I heard of Kinsey, but I have no idea.
Well, it's like 0 is like you've never had homosexual thoughts, and 6 is like you only have homosexual thoughts. I think that's it.
So you said you were like a 3-4? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even know. Sorry.
I
don't want to be homophobic.
Oh no, I'm not.
No, me. I don't want to be.
Oh no. You're fine. This podcast, I've said some ridiculous things. But the argument I always had with my mom and Catholicism is like, well, I don't believe in hell because I'm just saying as a parent, God loves you like you're his child. Well, there would never be a situation where I would let my children go to hell, which is where I'm like, so I kind of believe like the worst of us still get just reincarnated. And
until we learn our lessons.
Until you learn your lesson, and eventually you master this plane, and then you elevate. There's no hell. There's probably a heaven.
It's sort of like if a comedian gets a spot on the Wheel of Fortune instead of Ryan Seacrest.
Yes, you just elevate your station in life.
Right? Sorry. Oh, it's work related.
You need to answer? I can pause.
You know what? Let me see. She can leave a message. She'll leave a message. Oh, maybe I'm booked.
Oh.
Work related. I could be booked. Anywho.
I'm too famous here. You're just gonna be like, fuck this.
Just kidding. I gotta go. I gotta plug.
Give me the mic before you leave.
Yeah, never get that. All right, so I'm drinking raspberry rose. 5 grams of sugar, and look at this, 6 grams of fiber.
Ooh.
This will blow you out. Oh no, it's only 3. Oh no, it's the other one that has 6 grams. But this has 3 grams.
That's actually also been part of my weight loss journey, is finding pasta.
Oh, okay.
Medium pasta tastes exactly like regular pasta. It has 55% of the calories, and every 2 ounces has 24 grams of fiber.
So what is the is it bean? Is it a bean pasta?
No, it's flour. Like it's everything tastes the same. It's a
maybe they developed the gluten in it,
it's a Durham wheat, I think, or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you. I have a bunch of boxes. But so regular pasta, my son and I, well, James, I don't have to call him my son. James and I, if Bella wasn't here, we'd make 2 boxes, 2 pounds of pasta, and we could finish it.
What? That's a lot of food.
I know. And it's 1,600 calories per box. So even if I split it, just the pasta, not the sauce and the other stuff.
800 calories.
No. 2 pounds. So 1,600 calories.
Oh.
I have not been able to eat more than half a box of this pasta. It just fills you up more. And it's 12 ounces instead of 16. And it's 330 calories for half a box. So it's like, just think about I've lost 1,300 calories basically just from that.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing I want to brag about to people is I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm still drinking, and I'm still eating pasta 3 to 4 times a week. So it's like, you can do it. You just need to find your own little tricks.
Right. Right.
I also think I have a superpower with alcohol.
Oh my God.
Now I sound like Jeffrey.
Yeah, exactly. Just terrible. Well, everybody, it's funny because I was thinking about that too, like about how, a very close person to me has stopped for like a month, which seemed to me like a miracle. I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened, but I mean, thank God. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed. But the identity, sometimes, I feel like this person and a lot of people, their identity, I did it when I was young. I was the punk rock angry chick, whatever, chip on my shoulder. I was the new wave weirdo, because in that group, I found solace. I found companionship.
Yeah.
And the oddballs and the weirdos. So I didn't mind being, labeled that. Or whatever, labeled myself. But, I carry that as my identity. And yeah. I began to see how, it colored my existence. And anyway, a lot of men, you guys, you identify, drinking is like part of your deal, right? Or society's deal, right?
Yeah.
And so to let go of that, you're letting go of part of your identity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a weird fence that I straddle. Because part of it is, so millennials, my generation, is the drunkest generation in the history of mankind. The generation right beneath us is the most sober generation of all time. From alcohol, they're all smoking weed.
Yeah, and kava this and kava that, which is bad for your liver, just like alcohol is.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm not a fan. But the my thing is, millennials obviously have reasons for drinking, but every generation was always more drunk than the last. Until this generation, which again, sober, but they're high on their couch all the time.
Right. I mean, we're all looking to alleviate our stress or take our pain away or whatever.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. It's just that I think it's actually terrible for society because, like all the previous generations, we went out and got drunk, had some drinks, whatever, and we met new people. You could probably relate. Like I always say, you make best friends that you'll never see again. Like you hang out with somebody, you end up with the bar, and you have intimate conversation for 6 hours, and you're like the best friends, and you don't get each other's number. You never see each other ever again. But that night was a magical social thing. And this generation's like, no, I'm just getting high on my couch and watching Tubi. And it's like, yeah, but you're not part of society. You're just like a lemming. Like you're.
Yeah, but we're really. It's interesting how we're dehumanizing the human race.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a problem. So part of my. I was going to say alcoholism. I don't want to say that. Part of my planting the flag for alcohol is like, this is good for people. Don't drive drunk. Don't, I'm not saying stupid stuff. Don't, and there are bad drunks, by the way. I want to make that clear too. There are bad drunks who get in fights and, there are bad drunks and they should not drink. I'm a good drunk. I have fun. Like, I've gone out.
Excuse me.
I've gone out drinking thousands of times in my life, and I've gotten in no fights since I was 21 years old. And those fights, I insist, were all just and. But I haven't gotten a fight in. I'll give myself 22. Since Bella was born, I've not been in a fight. So seems like I'm okay out in public. Like I don't remember how the night ends. I end up at home, but
hang on a sec. What time is it? Hang on.
It is 5:00.
Oh, okay. It's. I guess I can reach back out. Hang on. Sorry.
I can pause it if you want.
Well, woohoo! I booked.
Look at that.
There you go. I guess I'll answer somebody after we're done. I heard it. I felt the buzz.
I'm feeling a buzz too. Congratulations.
Yay, you guys. This is great. I mean, it's just a small, no small job, only small actors. Or no small actors, no small part.
Insult Tom Cruise.
What is that? What is that? What is that? What? No small part.
No small part,
only small dicks. Ooh, am I allowed to say that on your podcast?
Yes, you're allowed to say anything. Just don't say
anything wrong with
Just don't say the N word.
What's that?
The N word.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
No.
The D word.
Yeah, you can say any word except for that one.
Okay, so
you can say it, but you're responsible for what.
So I have a French bulldog named Teddy, and I don't know if this is appropriate conversation either that I'm about to tell you.
Are you talking about? You're going to talk about small dicks?
Well, I call him Teddy Big Heady because he's got this really big head, right? But my friend, she's so funny. She's been like this since we were in high school. Look, there's Teddy with the big old heady. Isn't he cute? We were auditioning today. We were auditioning.
Is that the job you got?
No, no. I sent that tape just.
I was like, wait a second. What is he wearing?
He's wearing sunglasses. Yeah. Anyway, so there you have it. What was I talking about?
Small
Teddy,
dicks,
Teddy Big Heady. So okay, so I got this friend, and every time she comes over, it's only been a couple of times. Teddy's only been with us a year, but anyway, he was a hurricane dog. She go, and I call him Teddy Big Heady because he's got this big ass head, and everybody knows that. So my friend comes over and she goes, "Oh, Teddy, you have the biggest," and I expected her to say, "Teddy, you have the biggest dick." Oh my God.
Vincenzo, ladies and gentlemen.
Just terrible. So
actually, the funny thing was, you're probably the most unlike the character you play of anyone. I'm trying to think.
You think?
It's a good question. Who? Madeline, hopefully, is not. Oh, actually, no. Sean. Sean is.
Yeah, Sean. Oh my God, that's true. Sean. I was surprised because I didn't really interact with Sean a lot or anything in the days. I mean, behind the scenes, yeah, but work wise, I had no idea he was such a jerk in the movie. He's good.
My friend Bobby, who I don't know if you ever met, because he came by and brought weed to us after we were shooting. Oh, so you probably would have liked to stay and meet him. But
little did you know. Right?
I think I figured everyone. But he was like, I met Sean a couple times, and he's like literally the nicest person you'll ever meet. He's like, I was stunned at what an asshole he was in the movie. and he's like, I guess that means he's a good actor.
Yeah. Well, I was shocked by it too, because I didn't, you read it on the
with him.
No, so I didn't get to see him in action.
That was this is why this movie needs to sell 1 million copies and I can make a sequel. Because I'm like, there's a lot under the surface of these characters that was not fully developed.
Like I one thing, and it's interesting when you bring stuff, you hope and you watch and you wait to see, how it's going to unfold, because you have no idea. I have no idea what your vision is. You know what I mean? And I mean, I can kind of tell by reading it and just, but so I decided about my character, my feelings towards Tori was that she wasn't a very good cook, but I didn't really get to bring that out. I brought it out here and there.
No, I think it worked. That's one thing Jeremiah said in editing. He's like, what's brilliant is how many times she says start on the turkey, that takes the longest. And he's like, I really love how she, and I probably wrote that, but still the way you said it,
It did come across then. It did, yeah.
It
I
did.
mean, that's the thing is you want to make sure that that what that your vision as an artist is coming out when you're doing your stuff. And in film, it's much harder than theater. Theater is like a whole different world.
No, yeah,
right?
and I think you did, from a director standpoint, I think you did a great job at doing the subtle things that needed to be done.
My favorite bit, I threw in that bit. I was determined I was going to throw in that bit where I said about the colostomy bag and then took a big old fat bite of pizza.
That was something I actually said to Sean. I'm like, the greatest thing that Mary did in that scene was she took the bite at the same time every time. So editing, it was super easy. Because I was the one, I was making fun of John for not ever eating on camera. And I'm like, that scene with the 5 of us, we're all eating pizza. And Sam and I both have the same thing happen in that scene where you bite and the cheese pulls off and you have to quickly either shove it in or pull it away, or it's just going to be weird and gross. And I'm like, even Mike, who's not a big eater on camera, even he delivered a line where he's like, oh, because his mouth was full of food. And I'm like, that was the greatest. And then I don't know if you remember the scene. Well, I don't know if you were even there, because John, it's the last dinner scene where the pilgrims are doggy
doing
style.
it. Oh, they're doggy? Oh, God.
Yeah.
We got it a
Yeah.
doggy.
But there's one of the shots is of John and I, and one of the takes, we're both fake. Well, I'm actually eating the mac and cheese, and Sierra is like, maybe it wasn't Sierra, maybe it was Ela or Zali. It was one of them who was like, you need to do that again. I'm like, why? And they're like, John took a bite 9 inches away from his mouth. He was like,
He's so funny.
And it's like, John, you gotta at least pretend.
Yes, from 9 inches away from
this long. And sure enough, on the video, I'm going to put this on social media.
You are.
Put this out there. Oh, for sure. He does. It's like, how did you think that was going to work? Like, I get if you're like,
Sometimes oh God, I got to tell you the funniest thing. I was in this Lifetime movie, Roommate Regret, on Lifetime. Anyway, I'm shameless plug, but I had to tase this guy. I had to tase the other actor.
Oh, tase.
And
it's like she said taste, and I'm like,
it wasn't that kind of movie. Anyway,
Lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what possessed me. We're rolling camera, and this is a serious, this is a gig, and this is a real job, and this is serious business. And I go and I take the taser to tase him, and I go, zzz. It just came flying out of my mouth, and it's like, why? And the director was like, "Okay, Mary, that was really good, but this time, don't do the zzz.
You don't need the sound."
And I said, "Oh my God, I have no idea where that came from. I mean, it wasn't a choice." How embarrassing! Oh my God! But then it turned out the taser was actually live, and it went off.
Oh, did you actually?
Oh my God! Well, no, because smart me turned the thingies away because I didn't feel right about touching even, just. But yeah, there was like some kind of a safety. The batteries and everything were out, but there was some kind of like weird safety backup thing that allowed it to like work anyway. It was a long story, but thank God it was facing the other way, and so it went off in my hand, but nobody got hurt.
Yeah,
but oh my God!
Hey, we all learned from Alec Baldwin.
Oh my God!
You got to be fucking careful.
Yeah, that was a little scary.
I won't even tell you on the podcast. I did. I did a scene with Sam after Thanksgiving again for another movie where I'm like, "Is this gun real?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, let's not."
Oh, were you supposed to be shooting somebody?
No. I was a dirty cop and she was a crack whore. Obviously, watch Thanksgiving again, and clearly the two of us look like. I mean, I could pass as a dirty cop. And she did a good job with her makeup. She high-end crack whore.
High-end crack. I know. She just has that kind of like, innocent look.
Yeah, no, her Her makeup, she passed ish. Again, high end crack whore.
Okay. All right.
Sam, if you're watching.
Sam. Hi, whoever's out there. Nobody's out there right now, but you will be. Think about that. Very deep.
One thing I love about podcasts, going deep, is I was talking to some dude who had a stroke, and I'm like, for some reason that's like my greatest fear is having a stroke, because
keep drinking. Anyway, go ahead.
Don't tell me how to live my life, Mom. But I'm like, because a lot of what I take pride in is my literal voice. Like, I do talk good, but I'm like, it would be so terrible to lose that. And then one of the things when I was talking to him, I'm like, the one beautiful thing about podcasts is they hypothetically exist forever. And I've been in several movies that are out, and it's like, my 30 generations from now, unless there's some big crazy crash, my great great grandchildren will be able to see and listen to me talk about things that are completely inappropriate, but at the same time, there's some comfort, because like my grandparents, except for one of the four, was alive when I was born, and she was not in her, tip-top shape. But it's like, I could die tomorrow, and my grandkids will be able to get to know me because
reminds me of that discussion I had with Tori in the film, right? About, you never know how much, you don't know.
You're the only character who got 2 heart-to-hearts with her. Although I will say at the screening, mine was more popular, but it was a biased audience. What
do you mean?
My stargazing scene with her.
That was more touching than my scene?
Not the one. No, it was. It just got more audience. Like, oh, Jeff, I see you in this.
Oh, yeah.
It was very personal.
You have like more of a that character has more. You have, you're going through and getting pretty battered, and then you show this soft side, and
Yeah. No, Jeffrey's definitely the hero of the movie. He's definitely. But the other thing that was hilarious the other day, one of my buddies, well, and she's my friend too, but it's his wife, and she's like, "Who helped you write the female stuff?" And I'm like, "What do you? Nobody." And they're like, "How did you write it?" And I'm like, "I just wrote it." And they're like, "She's like out there like." She's a female.
It's funny though. I thought that too. I thought the same thing. I was like, "That's very,
I'm a thoughtful person."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like, how did you write that dialogue for women? And I'm like, I don't understand the question. I wrote it. I was probably drunk when I did, but
really, it's sensitivity and vulnerability when you're drunk. Perhaps it comes out on the page.
Oh, I'm a sensitive, vulnerable person.
Jeff's a very sweet boy.
Ladies, line up.
Ladies.
I'm just gonna put this video on like my dating profiles. Just ladies.
Lining up. They're lining up. Listen, I gotta find out what I booked.
For sure. Mary, where can tell the people watching where they can find you?
Can you smell? I am Chef.
Oh, I can.
I have this little, those little animals that stack. Oh no, I guess they're like.
You could have been smoking this whole time.
Lithuanian. No, I don't want to do that. Oh shoot, where's my little thing? I can't show you my little thing. Oh, here it is. It's those little stackable animals that open up. They're Lithuanian ladies or whatever, the little stack dolls, the Russian stack dolls. But one's a, I don't know if this is a gorilla or a regular monkey or what, a chimpanzee, orangutan. And then there's one that's like a panda, and they all stack. And that's where I keep my little buds on the go.
Nice.
On that note,
Mary, where can people find you? Follow you?
I'm at Chef Mary Skinner. I am a chef, and I'm back in business for that too. So call me if you want a nice vegan meal. You want some healthy food. That's what I did. I went to culinary school in New York for that, and that's it. At Chef Mary Skinner on Instagram. It was so fun being in Jeff's movie. See you at T-Buff.
All right. Boom. It's over.